Brakes and Sons sponsor Drop the Puck.
Welcome to the Drop the Puck Highlight Show, bringing you the best in all the action from around the Moralee North 1 League. Well, what a season it's been, and as we start to close it out, we take a trip back 2 weeks to the weekend of the 18th and 19th of March. We're going to take a look at the fixture between the Blackburn Hawks and the Widnes Wild. We start tonight with the game between the Blackburn Hawks and the Widnes Wild. These two teams have been going at each other all season, and there was still no love lost in this one. Coverage is brought to you by Hawks TV.
Widnes penalty time at 6 minutes 54 seconds. Number 17, Andrew Hopkins, receives 2 minutes for tripping.
So here's how the rest of the results played out for that weekend. Saturday night saw the Stars 7-0 over Solihull and the Sharks a convincing win over the Scimitars. Then on Sunday, Dragons 11-2 over Nottingham Lions, a close one for Whitley as they were taken to the wire, and then the Barons lost to the Solihull Sharks 6-1. And so to last week's matchups, where the Solihull Sharks took on the Deeside Dragons in the Dumfries Ice Bowl. The Widnes Wild and Solihull Barons went at it in a preview of what could to be at the playoffs. Deeside then hosted the Blackburn Hawks on a Sunday night in that Northwest derby. Sheffield took on Solihull, Nottingham hosted the Billingham Stars, and Whitley and the Sharks went at it one more time. Our second game tonight is that matchup between the Nottingham Lions and the Billingham Stars. Nottingham go into this game unsure whether they've actually qualified for the playoffs and awaiting the result from the Scimitars game. This one is brought to you by Lions TV, commentary Chris Gadsby and Max Artis.
Early face-off then for the Lions in the offensive zone. Yokoyama wins it out to the right. And he takes the deflection out in front, and that's loose, and
sat there for a minute.
Yeah, a couple of sticks get that one away. Stars with their first attack of the game on the left-hand side, cutting in right in front of Bloor, but just loses it, just James Moss as it goes across the crease. Comes back to the Lions. Here's Somerton. Somerton loses it. Sykes gains it. His shot goes wide. Stars now trying to work it down low with Grittans. Goes back to Moss. Out in front and takes a deflection, and Lions can bank it off the wall, and here's Somerton. Somerton on the left hand side with Fisher in support. Somerton takes the shot and it is blocked behind. Moss will collect. Starts with a long opening shift for their top line as they enter the zone again. On the backhand, cutting inside is Sykes, still with it. Backhands it up and over Bloor, and it bounces down on the goal line, and the referee stops play, and Bloor didn't really know where that was.
Yeah, then puck came up in the air. Bloor smartly just gets his pads down and covers as much of that bottom of the net as possible, with the puck falling right beside the post. Unfortunately, fortunately kicks it off and causes a whistle. Bit of a crazy giveaway from the Stars in the zone, but probably the Lions getting a bit too fancy with one drop pass and then a second one immediately afterwards. Interesting to see how the Lions kind of gel together, with Yokoyama coming back from his suspension and Somerton playing a more prolific role in the lineup in recent weeks.
Final 2 minutes in that game in Solihull now, so it needs one hell of a finish to stop the Lions getting a playoff game. It would be against the Solway Sharks next weekend. As here come the Stars through the centre ice. Over to the left and away from one as well. Xander Cleves there, completely missing his hit. Here's Galloway. Galloway gives it onto the left hand side. Now Munro. Shot in, padded away by Bloor, and it's just kept in on the blue line. Shot in again is deflected well high and wide before it gets anywhere near to the Lions netminder. Munro over to the left. Shot is deflected actually by Walls. And Lions just struggling at the moment to get out of their own zone. That chip pass is something for Gibbs to chase. Gibbs in a battle with it against Grittans. It's Grittans who wins it, and on the left hand side Stars have it now, cutting inside of 1 and 2. Nice strong play with the body from the Stars. And that's Preston with a nice move around a couple of Lions players. Gibbs then gets it out to Dan Martin, back to Gibbs, and as Gibbs tries to play it forward, it comes back to the Stars again. Here's Hall. Hall with a slap shot, and that took a deflection that wrong-footed Bloor a little bit as Parson Mervyn gets on the ice. Here he is chasing that one down. On the ice is Mervyn, as that is cleared by the Stars up to neutral ice, and they've got a fortunate puck bounce as well on the left, and shot is wide of Bloor and just gets held up behind the net. Game starting to open up a little bit now for the Stars, as it's helped around the boards by Oxley, but doesn't get out of the zone. Stars can keep it in once more. We've played 6 minutes and 20 seconds of this first period. So then the Lions lose an edge and can't get out of the zone. Now eventually it does. On the red line, the Stars throws it back in, and Bloor will not get everything on it, but he will allow play to continue. Lions just looking for a decent spell of possession here with the puck, because they've not done anything for a few minutes now, as the Stars come again with Moss. Moss shoots straight into the logo of Blore, and with 13:11 to go in the first period, it's still 0-0, Max.
Yeah, Lions looking a little bit nervy, kind of rushing the passes, kind of probably putting a bit too much on them, can't really receive them cleanly. That's what's kind of compounding the pressure inside the zone right now.
Final score in Solihull, the Barons have won by 4-2, so the Lions have qualified for the playoffs in 8th place. As here is Yokoyama trying to put a move on, manages just about to keep hold of the puck, then gets a bit of an open ice check, and it just disrupts him as the puck then balances on the top of the boards. At the corner boards, back out in front, Somerton. That's going dangerously across the net. Lions keep it in the zone. Back to Somerton again, who's wanting to turn and take a shot, and that's saved and not held, and Fisher can't get a shot away. Fisher now on the left-hand side. Back down low towards Yokoyama. Somerton battling hard, and Somerton winning the puck again. Back out to the right point. Opportunity for the shot to come in. He scores! Lions take the lead! What a slap shot from the point for Billy Crofts, and the Lions, with 7:33 gone, have taken the lead against the Stars, 1-0. And a big thank you to Alistair, who's not here this evening. He's watching at home, who's reminded me that's Billy Crofts' first senior goal for the Lions one. So a great moment for him as the Lions have it in neutral ice again with Keogh. As Gloss is screaming from the bench as Billingham were going for a change. Here's Dan Martin. Dan Martin feeds it out in front, and Gibbs is there trying to get onto the end of it. And has Brown got a glove on it? Yes, he has eventually. 8:29 to go, and the Stars look a bit rattled here at the moment, Max.
Brown's just kind of in two minds as to whether to cover something or whether not. He doesn't seem to be gambling too much on just diving on top of a puck and taking a whistle. He's just waiting for the shot to come into either his glove or the chest and hold on there. You mentioned that Gloss was shouting from the bench. I think he wants that puck moved up quickly from the defence rather than holding onto it.
Stars on the left side, nice diagonal pass. It's a bit long though. Keogh doesn't get it clear, and Elder's right in on Blore, goes 5-hole. Lovely goal from Elder to level the scoring here at 1 apiece. The mistake from Keogh allowed Elder in, and with Blore not going down to his butterfly, there was a gaping hole in his 5-hole that Elder was able to wrist shot it through.
Yeah, from my vantage point, I don't want to say I called it, but in my head I thought he's going to have to shoot low here, and Matty Blore not quick enough to drop into that butterfly, unfortunately. I'd be surprised if head coach Bradbury doesn't mention that and just lets them play this game out with no kind of thoughts in their head. And
I mean, is this the sort of thing where he's not going to get too angry if Yokoyama tries one extra move and it doesn't come off and that sort of thing? Because I suppose the key thing here is don't get injured.
Yeah, and build a bit of momentum into those games against the Sharks so you do play at your best.
Here is Mervand again. Mervand fires one right across the centre of the offensive zone. Forward come the Stars. Emerson has it taken away from him by Keogh. Race battles for that one, but it comes all the way around the boards. Here is Crofts, the goal scorer for the Lions. Berehowski helping him out in that scrum at the corner boards on the right hand side of the Lions zone. Here's Keogh again. Turns nicely away from one. Decides to go on his own. Finds Crofts. Crofts can't get it out of the zone, so it's dumped back in again. Back to Keogh. Goes round the boards to Berehowski. Berehowski helps it on its way. Nice work from the Lions there. Through the centre ice logo they come. Chipped forward by Race. He's going to have to chase that himself, but Helens is going to get there first. He tries to come round the left-hand side. The Stars yet again get it clear. Taken away though by Somerton at neutral ice. Somerton tries one. He's going to chase that himself, and he's going to get there as well. The Stars seem to switch off for a moment there. It comes to Helens. Helens goes on to the right-hand side. Fisher tries to twist and turn a little bit. Doesn't come off for him. Here is Sykes. Sykes to Elder. Elder with the wrist shot. Nice blocker save from Blore. Sykes and Elder linking up again, but Somerton wins the puck back. Here is Keogh. Keogh going for Somerton again, but it's just a bit too far away from him. Lions yet again struggling to get out of their zone as we near 4 minutes to go in this first period. Here is Yokoyama with a bit of speed. He's on his own. Backhand shot is deflected up and just stay in as it hits the plexiglass right near the top. So 3:50 to go first period. Here is Moss. Nice move away from Dowd as he turns and on a sixpence and throws it back across the centre of the zone. Nobody's there. It's just not quite sitting for the Stars, who've had a good couple of opportunities in the last 90 seconds or so.
Yeah, passes have just been wayward or in the skates and can't take it cleanly for that one-time shot or get themselves set.
Here's Yokoyama again. 2 Stars with him for company. It comes to Fisher. Fisher with space to skate into. He's got Yokoyama in support. Here is Fisher. Fisher goes down, finds Yokoyama. Took a little deflection, just took it wide of the left-hand post of Brown. Stars tried to come away again. Here's Marples. Marples doesn't look when he's making that pass, and it's been turned over in the offensive zone. Here's Joe Dowdle. That goes round the boards to Grittens. Cleves takes it away from him. Diving clearance from the Lions from Gibbs gets it into neutral ice. 2:40 to go, and the Lions go offside. So with 2:39 to go, it's tied at 1.
Because when that line has been on the ice and in the zone, they've caused some serious trouble in that first period.
The top line of the Lions is causing the Stars problem, which is full credit to Somerton as well, who's not long been in the squad and looks to be a terrific player. Looking forward to seeing more of him in the coming seasons as Stars win the draw. Go around the back of the net. Here's Spraggan. Spraggan gets it back again, left hand side, down towards the goal line, thinks about going short side, does go short side. Matty Bloor does get it covered, and we're a second shy of 2 minutes gone in this middle period. So what's the mindset now, Max, with those playoff matchups determined? So essentially now neither side has got anything to play for in this.
Just that momentum and that kind of belief in yourself. That you can play a playoff style from all the way.
Yeah, I mean, does this turn into a playoff practice now? Do you treat this like a playoff game?
I think you've got to. I think you've got to get into that mindset as early as possible. And with this being the last game to do so, you've got a period and a half nearly for you to get into that style.
I mean, the key thing for the Lions is going to be next Saturday up in Solway. As here's an opportunity for the Stars to break away, so I'll break off. Here is Moss. Moss just forced around the back of the net. Goes over to the left-hand side. Lions are able to briefly gain control of it with Wilcox. And they are able to get it clear back into the neutral zone. The key for the Lions next Saturday in Solway is just going to be keeping it to a scoreline where, as opportunity again is high and wide, and Lions need to really rely on Matty Bloor to get some gloves on this as the puck comes across. Keep the scoreline next Saturday to a scoreline where you give yourself the opportunity here for anything to happen. 1 goal, 2 goals, maybe even 3 goals, but don't come back from Solway on the Saturday 5 goals behind.
I think the last time we played last season we played them in the playoffs, we kept it within 1 and then went and played them up in Solway, and then the scoreline unfortunately got a little bit out of control in the last 2 periods.
Now that's got to be the key for the Lions. Obviously last year, of course, only 8 teams in the league, so despite the Lions really not finding any sort of form until the back half of the season, they qualified for the playoffs despite finishing bottom. This year it's not the case as Stars come up the right hand side, and a bit of puck luck there for them. Just runs away last minute, arm goes up, we're going to have a penalty as play continues, and then as Somerton touches the puck we will have the stoppage. Yeah, I don't think that's a feature of the National Ice Centre now. Lions then trying to get it out of their zone. Here is Gibbs. Gibbs has got Race on his right hand side, racing towards the net, and Just a bit too far in front of him for him to poke something there. Race then tries to help it on its way round. And Stars able to regain possession. Inside the final 2 minutes of this middle period. Here is Gibbs. Gibbs is on his own, so he needs to try and take a shot. Instead tries a move and is just kind of held up a bit, and Stars will win it back again. Preston coming forward. Gives it to Hall. Hall inside one, nicely taken away. Gibbs again doesn't have support. Cuts inside to the high slot, does Gibbs, takes a shot, but stick gets in the way from Andrew Munro. Here is Gibbs once more, and that's just taken away from him in the slot, and there's a penalty coming against the Stars. And holding his face is Gibbs. Hit to the head. Just the 2 minutes though, no blood as far as I can see. That's Munro. It is a hit to the head against Munro. Lions power play to finish this second period. Anthony says if anything at the National Ice Centre falls down before anything falls down at Basingstoke, he's falling off his chair. And it's a happy 18th birthday to Sam Dowd, the number 6 for the Stars, who starts their penalty kill by clearing it all the way down the ice. For Bloor, who doesn't control it again. And here is Yokoyama. Yokoyama with speed gets away from 2. Lions have got to stay on side. They do. Yokoyama almost goes coast to coast. Somerton keeps it in, plays it back down low. Gibbs is going to get a hold of this one. Into the final minute of this second period as the Stars yet again get it clear. Somerton doesn't know where it is. And he's done really well there actually to get the puck away from Sykes, not knowing where it was for a moment. So it's going to be a straight race, and then one of the Stars has lost an edge, and that allows Lions to be 5 on 2 here as the Stars take a change. Surely the Lions have got to do something with this. Out in front, yes! Stars! The Lions do something with it. 2-1 with 27.7 seconds to go, and Tyler Somerton gets his goal for the Lions that he so truly deserves. 2-1 with 27.7 seconds to go in the second. And the Lions are desperately trying to get that puck.
Bit of equipment
check. Now just taking his time, sorting his equipment back out again.
It's not like he had a whole period break to figure that out.
It might just be a case as Sykes tries to go through, it takes a deflection, and Fisher can help it up on its way towards Yokoyama, who plucks it out to the air, and he's got Somerton in support. Yokoyama goes across trying to find Somerton, but he's a bit too close to Brown, who makes the pad save. I wonder if that from Matty Bloor was just the opportunity to just give the Lions a little bit more time just to set themselves and calm down at the start of the third period as that comes down, and Ryan Keogh is going to collect that one. Over to the left hand side, back to Keogh again. Looking for an outlet pass, and that one will come off. It's going to come to Yokoyama all the way on the offensive blue line. Yokoyama in front to Fisher, back out to Somerton. Somerton shoots and forces a right pad save out of Brown. Round the back looking for Yokoyama. Too many Stars players there though. 1:20 gone, final period. Line still up by 2 as Gibbs takes it away on the blue line. He's got no support though. It does fall through to Grimshaw. Grimshaw's shot has a stick in the way, goes harmlessly into the corner. 1.5 minutes gone, final period. Back behind their own net, here is McGoughlin. McGoughlin loses out. Lions win possession back once more. Options down at the point, but McGoughlin ties it up. It comes back to Dan Martin. Dan Martin back to Grimshaw. Grimshaw round the back of the net on his backhand, looking for that outlet pass. Cycling back down in front. Cycles to the outside again. Still with it, Grimshaw, as he tries to go back onto his forehand again. He goes down. There's a bit of a scrum. Up again. No, Grimshaw still with it. And eventually finds a pass out to the right point to Billy Crofts. Billy Crofts down low to Dan Martin. Penalty coming against the Stars. Lions are going to go back onto the power play again. Back to the right point to Crofts. And now we're going to have the stoppage in play. We'll have the power play to the Lions. 17:41 to go. They're up by a goal.
Stars looking more and more comfortable in the zone as this period winds. winds on. Lions looking a bit more scrambly and just kind of rushing on the puck just a little bit. They need to get back to their composure in the first 2 periods, which has given them the 1-goal lead.
So after a bit of a tie-up and sticks flying everywhere, it's the Stars that have it. Nice block by Dan Martin from the shot from Helens. Helens with it again, taken away though. And the Lions get it clear. I mean, it's going to be an icing call as Josh Dow clears it all the way down the ice. But 10:33 to go. It at least gives them another face-off.
Anthony Russell from Banners on the Walls going with Billy Crofts and the Stars netminder, the man of the match.
So, I mean, it's one of these ones where it's shot in, saved by saved by Bloor. It's still loose, and the Stars have equalised, and it's Chris Sykes with the goal. I'm not sure anyone really knew where that was for a while.
We got stuck under Matty's arm, and as he fell back, the puck was dislodged and then flicked back out in front, and waiting on the doorstep was the Stars player just to bang it home. Didn't really need much to force it over the line.
Not at all. Well, 5:40 to go in this game. Lions on the penalty kill, but it's come to Yokoyama, who's round the bend. He's been brought down. The referee's arm stays down. Yokoyama gets up and stays with it as the Lions try to kill time, and the music is still on for some reason. Now the music's come off as the Stars turn away from one, and the Lions are going to go back to full strength here as Spraggan on the right hand side, diving block there from Owen Davis prevents that shot from coming in. Round the back of the net, the Stars have it now as we've got 5:08 to play in this one. Left point shot in, blocked at source. Lions should be able to get this one clear, but they can't as the puck falls to Emerson. Emerson on the right hand side, centre of the blue line now, trying to put one in towards the slot, able to do so. Lions get a poke check away back into the corner. Around the back of the net as we're inside the final 5 of regulation here, still tied at 2. That took a block off Gibbs, I think, and then Yokoyama tries to help it on its way, takes a bad bounce. Lions get it out of the zone. Gibbs gets it up and over the red line, falls on the puck a bit, gets tied up in front of the DJ there on the far hand side. Gibbs still with it, plays it down. Lions get a change, 4.5 minutes to go. And we're getting into almost what you would call golden goal territory now, with 4 minutes to go as it's given away straight to Moss. Lions really working hard defensively at the moment as that one is deflected wide of Matty Bloor's right hand post. Munro goes in to try and get it. Keogh with it. Keogh battles hard, needs some support, still with the puck, manages to get it away to Dan Martin. Dan Martin on the left hand side helps it up on its way. It's out of the zone at least for the Lions. Keogh then gives it to Fisher. Fisher goes down towards the other end of the ice. Inside 4 to go. Here is Fisher trying to feed it across. Nice diving block from the Stars. Opportunity there for the Lions. 3:40 to go now. Here is Keogh. Keogh nips it off the boards, but Elder collects, keeps it in the zone. He can't control it though. And it comes to Grimshaw. Grimshaw tries to go forward and does go forward, but it comes back away again for the Lions. Here is Cleves. Cleves tries to advance it up the ice, is blocked at source, gets it up the ice second time around. Now here is Martin. Martin, that's taken away from him and bobbles up into the air. 3:15 to go now, still 2-2 at the National Ice Centre. Here's Galloway, Yokoyama supporting him. Here's Walls, and Walls plays it to nobody, and Yokoyama can get it up into neutral ice. Sykes with it. Offside call against the Stars. They clear the zone, allows Xander Cleves plenty of time to play this one up the boards. It's kept in the zone though by Emerson. Back to Cleves again. Goes round the back of the boards to Marples. Marples off the boards, kept in the zone by Emerson once more. Inside 3 minutes to go. Here is Walls, fired in low on net. It's in the slot. Lions need to get it clear. Bloor needs to get a glove on it, and he can't do either. But it is clear out of the zone all the way into neutral ice. 2.5 minutes to go in this one, and here is Yokoyama. Lions are 2-on-1. Yokoyama trying to play it across, and Gibbs can't get it in at the back post. 2.5 to go here at the National Ice Centre, still 2-2, and the Stars come the other way. Here is Galloway with a shot, and Bloor doesn't hold it, but it goes wide. Oxley round the boards, It's got too much on it for the Lions to get on to the end of. Stars entering the zone on the right hand side. It's come all the way round for Oxley again. Oxley's going to get there, but it's taken away from him. Owen Davis just fires it against him now, and it falls back to Davis on the left hand side. Game being stretched as Lions try and play it up the ice again. Taken away in neutral zone. Somerton books that one out of the air. High sticking was then waved off. Somerton still with it inside the neutral zone. 1:47 to go, still 2-2. Somerton tries to go cross ice, but it's taken away by the Stars captain Elder in the neutral zone. He goes down, referee's arm stays down, and Davis plays it round the boards. Yokoyama should get to that one first. Inside 90 seconds to go. Lovely play from Yokoyama as they try and find Grimshaw now to the Lions, but it's taken away from them. And here is Sykes, 90 seconds to go. Stars enter the zone again on the right hand side. Lions get it away. Nice stick there from Grimshaw. 1:18 left, 2-2. Here's Spraggan over onto the left hand side. Stars with the opportunity to come over the red line. They do so, but it's not really particularly well controlled, and Lions will regain possession. They can't control it though. It goes all the way around to the red line, where it is helped on its way. Fisher's going to go chasing it. Final minute of the third period. We are tied at 2. Here come the Stars though. They've got a 3-on-2 if they can play this correctly. Here is Sykes. Sykes and Bloor, it hits his pads, loops up in and makes the catch at the second attempt. 43.1 to go.
Chris, take a breath. That was crazy play up until now. There's no official timed break for this.
No.
So we're just going to...
It's when everyone's ready, I think.
Yeah.
I think they're supposed to be, and whether they're doing it manually in there. Oh yeah, they've done it on a stopwatch.
Okay.
I was going to say, I was like, they're supposed to be.
I didn't know if the refs were just counting on fingers.
So, 5 minutes. Golden goal. 3-on-3 overtime to finish the season. And it looks as though he's sticking with
just the top 3 forwards at the moment.
top 3 forwards. Fisher, Somerton, Yokoyama for the Lions.
I mean, speed and skill is the name of the game in overtime.
I mean, you haven't got much more speed and skill than those top 3.
I know, and with the way that they played the last minute or so, or just less than a minute, sorry, in that
But that's a good point for the Lions against second in the league. Regardless of the situation, 5 minutes, golden goal. Place your bets now. Charlie, we don't have a shot count for the third period yet. It's not been put on the board. Face-off is won by the Lions. Well, really the Stars. Somerton was almost going to get to that second one. Now here is Moss. Bold strategy from Matt Bradbury here to go with 3 forwards.
Looks like he's playing man-to-man defence. Everyone's got a guy and they'll follow them around the ice. Not give him any sort of, try not to give him as much space as possible.
Here's Moss. Moss with Yokoyama for company, and Yokoyama's taking it away from him. Yokoyama, game on his stick, on the left-hand side. Yokoyama's missed it. On the right-hand side of Brown's post. He got in too tight. 40 seconds gone in overtime. Stars can come the other way now. Fisher just does enough to disrupt the Stars and we'll have a stoppage. 49 seconds gone in overtime, and that's 2 opportunities for the Lions now in the final minute.
Yeah, one too many handles and dekes from Yokoyama in this bubbly ice that's had a full period and extra now skated over it. I think a bubbling puck just kind of sent that one up high over the net.
Face off then in the Lion zone, all kind of tied up. Eventually comes under the control of Billingham. 1 minute of overtime gone. Nobody was watching where the puck was. Grimshaw going for it. Out in front the puck. Lions are able to win it away. Here is Gibbs. And we are continuing this overtime period as they go over the red line. Gibbs feeding it out in front for Race, and Brown makes the glove save, tries to feed it out, but referee has already blown the whistle. 3:39 to go in overtime.
Lee 606 says Mr. Sitter. I don't know how much of that was a sitter.
I mean, I'd have to look back on the replay. I think he got in very tight.
He did, and had to go high with it. And
Yokoyama and Fisher still out there. They're probably going to play these entire 5 minutes. Here is Fisher. Fisher goes on to his backhand away from one, coming out in front towards Somerton, and it's another glove by Brown. All the frees, 3:33 to go in overtime. It's a nervous one.
Yeah, it definitely
What's
is.
incredible is that the game of the entire season, the game that doesn't matter, has been one of the most exciting.
You can't turn competitiveness off, though.
You can't, though. That's the thing. I mean, it does not matter who gets the extra point here, but my word, is it exciting as Sykes almost gets around Somerton. Somerton does well to recover. Tries to go right across the centre of the slot, comes back to Moss. The Stars try to get it away. Here is Sykes with the shot, well wide. Something's come off somebody over on that left-hand side as Blore makes the save. Not sure what it is down
there.
Came
off of Yokoyama. I'm not sure if it's a piece of his stick or if it's a piece of his skate.
Bit of his back of his skate by the look of it.
Apparently.
3:04 to go in overtime. And that's forced Somerton and Yokoyama off the ice.
A full line change for the Lions.
3:04 to go in overtime. Face off won by the Stars. Moss does really well to get around the bend out in front. Good save. I think actually it was blocked before it got to Blore. Here is Moss.
Looks like the referee's put the whistle away as there was clearly a holding the stick call
again
potentially.
Blocked before it gets to Blore. Lions having to do well defensively, and they do! And now they're going on the breakaway again, and this time it's Gibbs. Kieran Gibbs with a chance. Kieran Gibbs puts it wide as well. 2:36 to go. Now the Stars are going to come back the other way. Man over on the right hand side if he can be found, but he can't. And down go a couple of Lions players. Play continues. 2:25 to go. We're halfway through overtime. Out in front, that goes all the way across the crease, and nobody in a black jersey can get on the end of that either. Here's Grimshaw. 3 opportunities now on a breakaway the Lions have had, and they've missed all of them. They're 2-on-1 coming back the other way again though. Trying to get across to Grimshaw, and Race doesn't manage to do so. 2 minutes to go in overtime. Still 2-2 here at the National Ice Centre. If the Lions go on to lose this game, as here is Galloway. Galloway fires it into Blore's glove. If they go on to lose this game, they've only got to look at their shooting there, because that's 3 breakaways they've had now, and they've failed each and every one of them.
Yeah, and it comes down to something we mentioned earlier as well with decision making. In those tight opportunities, what are you going to do? And one wide, one high, one into the chest. As that trickles through on Blore, and he'll cover up.
1:45 to go in overtime. It's yeah. You feel the Lions have had better of overtime. They've just not. Somerton, Yokoyama and Gibbs now have all had opportunities.
They are playing the system very well, of like playing man-to-man, not really giving them any sort of opportunity through the middle. When they do get the opportunity to break, they are breaking quickly.
Here is Spraggan, Somerton harassing him. Down low comes in. That is one thing that the Lions have got, this overtime that suits them, as Stars get behind the back of the net looking for that pass out in front, goes all the way across. Is Lions have got the speed advantage, which in 3-on-3 is giving them a great advantage in the overtime period. It's got away from 2, and here's Blore makes a terrific save. Back out in front again though, and Blore gets it with his glove. The Stars are convinced they've scored, but the puck comes away, and the Lions come back the other way. Here's Yokoyama. Yokoyama goes wide, and the 2 Stars players were convinced they'd scored there. Here is Yokoyama into the final minute of overtime. Fisher, not entirely sure what was going on there. Fisher still with it. Round the back of the net. Out to Yokoyama. Yokoyama is going to take the shot. Loose out in front as Brown can't get everything on it. The Stars are able to bring it away. Lions can't get a change. 33 seconds to go in overtime. Here is Sykes. Sykes takes the shot. Bloor doesn't hold it, and the Billingham Stars with 27 seconds to go in overtime take the win as Bloor yet again doesn't hold on to the puck. And it's Elder, the captain, who puts the rebounds home, and Bloor is absolutely furious with himself.
And finally for tonight, that matchup between the Widnes Wild and the Solihull Barons. Everyone was watching this one as it was a taster of what was to come in the Moralee playoffs. Coverage is brought to you by Drop the Puck. Commentary is myself and George Perrott.
Well, I mentioned the lines mixing up, and there's your top line. Hyde, Gilbert and Edwards for the Wild. It's going against Mulcahy, Whitehouse and Otterson and the Barons, and away we go for this first period of hockey, and it's Gilbert who immediately retreats into his own zone, dumps it off to the defenseman, and Hughes being forced to play defender today. He's been playing a little bit of two-way this season, Bez Hughes. But it's going to be Hughes and Ruddock are your defensemen starting. We look up the other end of the ice, and Crow's got the nod, Maynard, unsurprisingly. Two big guys there for Solihull. Into the corner early. Solihull in possession, trying to work it out.
Wild have just got pinned back in their own zone first shift.
Never a good sign, really, but they've managed to clear it out. Ruddock aids that on, it's turned straight back. Mulcahy tries to intercept behind the Widnes net, and it's pushed out the zone. Wild can get a quick change here. Solihull happy to watch that back as Hyde on the forward check. Hyde can't beat the puck as they knock it round. Harper putting the body on Mulcahy already. Will Harper is going to be one of those ones to watch today. If you want friction, you want people agitated, Will Harper's your man. But on the flip side, we mentioned it earlier, George, Bailey Challens is another one of those guys that can do that for Solihull. As Hopkins dumps it to Harper. Harper thrown in. Britton, Hopkins, Barlow is your second line for the Wild tonight. Hopkins steps up. Harper sends it to Barlow. Barlow retreating back, looking for spaces under the eye of Chandler. Slater can't get there. Paps can't keep it in. Body on the far side, and they've got a little bit of room here to shoot. Shot comes on. Lavery watches tails over the top of the bar. Britton picks it up. Wild get the rebound, but it's Wild who get the first real attempt on net.
Yep, just missed the net there. Barlow, he had a man in the central lane.
And that's an offside call. It was tight. That was very tight. Well, neither team really grabbing the ball by the horns at the moment, George, but you can still see it's the Wild that are looking good at the moment. However, Solihull could be just luring them in.
Yeah, after a tough opening shift, Wild have responded well. Particularly pleased the third line came out, generated chances, and that's what they need tonight.
Barlow.
All three lines.
Tried to play forward to Hopkins. It's intercepted by the Barons. Challenge. Good stretch pass. Finds Chalner. Under pressure immediately. Forward check from Barlow. Hopkins just skates in front of Challenge. Shuts that pass lane off, but he goes cross ice. All the way through. Shot on. What an effort that was. Sam Chandler.
Lovely move. Dancing in.
Hopkins just has the puck taken off him by Challenge. It's thrown in. Slater sends it round once more. Challenge behind his own net. Barlow doing well. Challenge looking to come out. Forecheck pressure this time from Gilbert. Puck spills up. Barlow pulls it off in the zone. Big slap on the pads there from Gilbert. I think he was quite within the right to take the shot there, George.
They did well to generate a chance here. You can see how intensely the Wild work on the forecheck, taking it in turns to pressure the puck, and that created a turnover. And I think it was Barlow there with a shot with Gilbert on net.
Face off, right hand side of Laverick. Jolly and Gilbert go in for that one. Barlow comes out with it, sends it round the boards. Armstrong quickly behind the net in the office. Sends it back out in front. Gilbert. Barlow can't get there either. Great opportunity. Barlow's managed to get that pass from Armstrong. Under the pressure of Jolly. Retains possession. Jolly finally gets in there though. Clears that out, and here come the Barons on the breakout. Barons put it on net. Jolly straight up trying to force pressure out of Finney. Molar's grabbed that puck back. Armstrong. Good poke check there from Jolly. And again, tried to disrupt Jack Murray that time. Dumped in by Murray. Crow sends it round. Bodied off the puck by Williamson. Murray all the time to shoot. Goes right down the throat to Laverick. What an effort and what a shift that was by the Wild.
Well, it was a bit sketchy there. It was at neutral ice. Could have gone either way, but it was Murray that recovered the puck for the Wild and enabled them to build something here in the Barons defensive zone.
Seeing the Wild coming into the second half of this first period. Banging on the barn door, as they'd say. Face off,
Edwards
right
lined
side.
up here for a quick shot by the looks of things if Britain can win the face off, but he didn't.
Yeah, I was just looking at that then. Sent back, Hyde. Tried to put it out there, that's going to be a high stick. But yeah, you're quite right there. Reece Edwards lined up in that position there. Yep. We know what a shot he's had and what a season he's had so far.
Yeah, really exciting young player. I mean, at only 16 to be playing out here with some of these big bodies, it's impressive enough, but you can see even from the first 10 so minutes, he's dynamic. He took his slap shot earlier, did his, you see the little twirl of the stick blade on the slap shot, bringing a little bit of youthful enthusiasm to the game. Love it.
Ruddock for the Wild, back in possession, under the watchful eye of Mulcahy.
I don't know about you, but I'm a bit light on youthful enthusiasm myself these days, so it's
Speak for yourself.
Good to see others working it out.
Yeah, there's not much difference. Oh,
here he is.
Edwards to Britton. Britton goes to take the shot, blocked by Crow. Behind the net in the office, Hyde. What's he going to try? Right out in front, shot in, there it is! Nathan Britton opens the scoring for the Widnes Wild.
Well, Reece Edwards started it off with a layoff to Britton. Britton's shot worked behind the net. Lovely turn by Hyde. And I think it came off a skate, but landed perfectly for Britton. Absolutely perfect sweet spot for a shot top corner.
Well, with that, it's now the YKK Widnes Wild 1, Solihull Barons 0. What a great start for the Wild. I said they were banging on the door, it was coming. Yep. Great work. A lot more dynamic I'm seeing from the Wild. A lot more think about it hockey, as I'd say. They're playing the puck around well, they're exploiting the space, not just relying on the physicality.
Yep, and all three lines have generated chances, so really, really positive. But
Slater's right out front, and it's in just like that! The Barons equalise! Chandler is the one who puts it in, we'll see that again. Comedy of errors.
Well, yeah, how many things went wrong here? First of all, the shot spilled out, and the defending player there, I think it was Gilbert, it was just too close between his stick and his feet to get anything on it.
Well, it's now Widnes Wild 1, Solihull Barons 1.
Good penalty killing.
34 seconds left on the power play, 22.5 in the period. Big play now for the Wild. Left-hand side of Laverick. Right-hand side, I must apologise. And the Barons get that one. Still on the penalty kill, Otson through the middle.
Another good
the Wild
play,
still on the penalty kill. Power play still in favour of the Barons for 16 more seconds, but there's only 1 second left on the clock as he gets it. Well, that's all they need, and we'll see it there. It's Whitehouse right out in front and on the buzzer. George.
Yeah, Paps had it, put it down in the corner, and the backhand from Mulcahy out in front to Whitehouse. Just simple tap of the stick.
Literally must have been 0.1 second left on that. It's gone under the pads, and like that, it's an exclamation point to the end of that first period. So we're going to go into the break. Widnes Wild 1, Solihull Barons 2. There's quick organisation of the lines by the Wild as they go on the PP.
And at the face-off, Gilbert wins it, gets it back to Hyde, and the Wild can set up here. We've got Britton and Harper up high. Gilbert, Hyde, and Bez Hughes down low, but an active Barons stick has broken that play down, and everything comes back to be reconstructed with Gilbert now. Wheels at neutral ice, knocks the puck up to Harper. Harper manages to back the puck loose, and the Wild go to work battling it out at the half boards, where Gilbert has the puck now and a little bit of room to look up and try and set some plays up. Hyde down to Gilbert. Gilbert looking for Hughes. Hughes is cruising the crease as Hyde, with the puck at the half boards, looks up, plays it back down to Bez Hughes. Bez Hughes up to the point to Harper. Harper's long shot was deflected off the shin pad of Gilbert, and the puck is back down behind the Barons net, where Stokes, nice little bit of skating there from Stokes to get the puck loose, and a stretch pass up to Otterson, but Otterson won't chase, he's going to change.
Harper looks comfortable in this side at the moment. He looks like he's really controlling things for the Wild, getting that free rein to skate up into the offensive positions as well.
Now Gilbert carrying in on his backhand, goes round behind the net and then knocks it back down low. Yes, they've scored!
And there it is. Will Harper and Bez Hughes are the goal makers. We see it there. Gilbert picks it up, however, swings around the back, drops it back. Is it Hyde, in fact? It is Danny Hyde, and it looks like it's come off a skate and gone in. Apologies. So therefore, we'll accredit that one to Hyde, and it's now YKK Widnes Wild 2, Solihull Barons 2.
And we now get a minute of 4-on-4 action, followed by a minute of power play for the Barons.
The open ice here should favour the Wild with the speed and technicality they've been playing at.
Bez Hughes chooses to bounce one off the board for Gilbert, and Gilbert, nice quick pass to Hopkins, but Hopkins couldn't handle it. Hopkins found
what
Gilbert!
What a goal! Well, let's see that again. George, sorry to cut you off there, but what a goal. Hopkins, I told you he was looking comfortable, knew where to put the puck. Mike Gilbert's there, right on the money, gets a tap in under Laverick, and just like that, it's Widnes Wild 3, Solihull Barons 2.
So, just under 5 minutes to play in this second period. Wild now 1 goal to the good. Again, they've had to come from behind in to get themselves ahead. A loose play in the Wild zone is batted up to neutral ice for Hopkins to carry. Hopkins opts to dump it in behind Laverick's goal. And the Barons manage to sling it right round. It comes out of the zone, where Harper, under pressure from Whitehouse, lost his edge. And now the Barons come away. They've got men at centre, and it's Whitehouse who seemed to have so much to shoot for there, but he missed the net.
Miles Finney dived out to shut down the angles there.
Otterson cross ice. Barons looking dangerous, but that feed to the net was easily broken up by the Wild. And the Barons, oh, someone's lost an edge down there on the Barons' defence, and it's a fantastic snipe from Barlow, capitalising on the loose turnover.
We'll see it again. Barons in possession there. Defenseman blows a tyre, absolutely opens it up for Barlow, who one time, as soon as he takes control of it, beats Laverick standing still. And like that, it's now Widnes Wild 4, Solihull Barons 2.
So, third period, Wild in yellow, shooting left to right. Barons in red, shooting the other way, you'll not be surprised to hear. And Wild win the face-off, and Hughes comes away with it, knocks it up to Rhys Edwards, who cross-ice pass to Hyde. Hyde brings it over the blue line, and then tried a behind-the-back pass to Gilbert, but that just slowed on the ice.
Yeah.
And now away come the Barons with Otterson. Otterson trying that drag move that she loves very much to play on the defenseman. And it's left for Rhys Edwards to go cross-ice. Hyde has beaten the icing call on that play, and will now reverse it back down where Gilbert goes to work, and he's got Edwards untouched in front. 2 digs at it. Now Hyde spinning, trying to get another look at the puck. Well, Edwards was completely unmarked there. Now the shot!
Oh, what a
from
goal!
Bez Hughes. Unstoppable.
Well, from the word go, they were banging on the barn door. 1-2 attempts there, Hyde and Edwards, but it was forced out. And the minute the puck came out to it was Bez Hughes at the blue, he had goals in his eyes. He loses one, and with that, it's Widnes Wild 5, Solihull Barons 2.
And it's the Barons that come away with Maynard from the face-off. Goes D to D behind the net, and they swing it up to the wingman, who goes cross-ice pass to Mulcahy now for the Barons. Mulcahy over the blue line, turns inside, shooting opportunity for a stick.
Good effort.
Oh, and the rebound as well for Crow. 2 saves there by Finney. Got his pads down, flush to the ice to prevent the rebound shot from going in. And now out in front to Otterson, and Otterson lost it in his skates. So Crow will bat it back down behind the Wild net, where Mulcahy recovers. Mulcahy tries a move, slightly unbalanced, but manages to play it to Whitehouse. Whitehouse up top for Crow, and Crow almost losing the puck to Hyde. but the Barons managed to bat it loose, and Crow can resettle with a feed up to centre. Now we have Ottosson coming in on the far wing. Ottoson's shot is blocked by Hughes, but Ottosson recovers the loose puck and is now circling the zone with dangerous intent. Unfortunately, his pass did not come to anything, and everything breaks down for the Barons to reset things. Barons now at centre ice. A pass knocked loose. I think this is Mulcahy. It is, but the puck was knocked off his stick, and Bez Hughes now for the Wild, up through neutral. Knocks wide for Hyde. Hyde puts the brakes on and looks for the centre lane. Instead goes high to Mikey Gilbert, whose wrist shot had venom but not accuracy. And now Anderton dragging and shooting, and his shot was deflected by Mitchell up into the netting, and the face-off will be in the Wild zone.
Well, we'll see it again here. We've said it all night so far. Hyde has been prolific for the Wild, but back the other way. Anderton really getting his first true sight on net there. Unfortunately, little deflection puts it in Rowe's head. You see there, Finney. That man has seen some rubber, but he's had some highlights tonight.
So it's Chandler winning the face-off, up to Paps. Paps' shot handled.
There it is.
Oh,
Just
Finney.
I put the curse on him.
Yeah, Finney handled the initial slap shot.
Well,
then lost his footing.
Yeah, so this time it's Finney. Big one in from Paps at the point. It's Chandler who's there at the back door to mop up. And just like that, it's YKK Widnes Wild 5, Solihull Barons 3.
Nathan Britton will be on the draw for the Wild against Sam Chandler for the Barons, and it's Britton who wins it. Barlow tried to knock it up to Harper at the point, but that's broken up by the Barons, and Harper must recover, which he does well to find Barlow. Barlow now coming in across centre. Good defensive play by, I think that was Slater. Gives the Barons the chance to come away. Drag move, gloved down by Finney, but the puck was loose for a second, and I think Harper had to backhand it clear of the zone. Stokes now, D to D with Paps. Paps got into a little bit of trouble with Hopkins breathing down his neck. But the Wild, the best they can do is to bat the puck back in deep to Paps, and Paps goes D to D for Stokes. Stokes with a bit of space to find Anderton. Anderton's cross-ice pass was deflected, and Slater with the stick lift to get the puck just the right side of red and dump it in so the Barons can change. Wild now bringing it up to Hopkins, who just got a touch on it as the puck went down into the Barons zone. Barons now in possession in their own zone. Paps bringing up the wing. Sorry, not Paps, it's Challens. And Challens again through neutral ice, gets over the red line, dumps it in. We're approaching the halfway mark of the third period. The Wild are 2 goals to the good. The Barons pressing to get back into this game. Wild now with Gilbert skating across the front of his net and receiving a bounce pass off the boards from his defenseman. Gilbert is able to nudge it down into the zone for Barlow to chase, but the Barons can change sides of the ice and release Prosser up on the far wing. Prosser, not much support here as he's bodied off the puck by Williamson. Prosser's doing a fantastic job here to hold up the puck. Mulcahy now arrives in support for Prosser, and the puck is just kept in at the blue line, and Prosser goes for a change, and this time it's Mulcahy's turn to hold the puck up for the Barons.
Long shift this for the Wild boys. They're going to want to get a change soon.
Murray now moving it through centre. He's bodied off the puck by the Barons player, but the pass is broken up by Barlow. Barlow gets his head up, he's going to dump it in deep for Greaves to try and backhand out in front for Murray, and then Murray's backhand pass didn't have a wild
Big
stick
hit
on the other end of it.
Barlow on Maynard then.
This is Williamson for the Wild, looking for Greaves. That's broken up by Ottosson. Little dinky pass out wide to Mulcahy. Mulcahy, nice move on his man, and it's Mikey Gilbert there playing the defensive centreman role, comes to break that play up.
Physicality again, we're just seeing it, these hits being finished, making sure they're running men into the boards as well.
Wild bring it up through centre with Crow. Crow carrying it all the way and then trying to drop it off, but that is intercepted by the Wild, and the Wild with a chance to break here. Barons with a forward playing defence, and Ken Armstrong tries to reverse the puck, but it's out. Ottoson breakaway, plays the body on his man and went backhand. Finney's wise to that.
Hughes does well there. Great defensive work.
Yeah, good job to just get Ottoson off a good shooting chance.
It's not finished yet.
Well, reverse, and it's out to Whitehouse. Save Finney, and Finney once again ends up falling on his backside, but he's recovered and in position, but couldn't stop Mulcahy with a feed in from Ottoson.
We'll see it again. There's all sorts going on here, but right there, Greaves caught up in the net battle. Puck comes in. Everyone's twos and fro's, and he comes off. It looks like a skate or a stick of a Barons player on the far side. It's gone in. It's now Widnes Wild 5, Solihull Barons 4. Barons getting back into this. Timeout called. Here we go. 45 seconds on the clock. Do Solihull throw the dice at this one? Nothing to lose, really. They can afford to let the Wild have the 2 points. No league position will change. But as you said, it's the mentality and the momentum going into those playoff games next week that could make the difference. Imagine now if Laverick comes off and Solihull bang that tying goal in.
Yeah.
How,
a big boost.
From the Wild coming back from 2 goals down to be 4 goals ahead.
Especially for a team that's not been winning recently. Always nice to go into the playoffs on a bit of a bump.
Well, all we'll see.
Laverick is returning to the net though, so Barron's choosing not to gamble.
I'm looking now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. Oh. No, Laverick is going.
He is.
Laverick has gone to the bench. It's an open net for the Solihull Barons. Okay. 45 seconds is a big time.
So an important face-off here for Gilbert, if he can win it. No, he can't. The Barons have come away with it. And now it's Hopkins battling at the point with his man for the Barons. Now Ottoson stepping inside. Cross-ice pass. Maynard couldn't quite shoot the puck from inside his feet. And now the Barons, as we come under 30 seconds left to play, battle the puck at the near boards. A loose one. No.
Nowhere near.
That's going to be icing, which means it's coming all the way back.
Finney looks to the skies, catches his breath, prays to the hockey gods. It was a flurry of bodies right in front of that paint area a minute ago. It will be again. 18.4 seconds is all it stands between the Widnes Wild and 2 points.
Again, you're tempted to take the shot at the empty net, but you don't want to ice the puck because face-off's coming right back, and can the Barons make the Wild pay? 15 seconds left to play. Wild have managed to get the puck with Gilbert. Gilbert looking to put the puck up to Hopkins at the point. Hopkins needs to clear the zone here, but the Barons have got it back. 5 seconds left.
3.
Have they got time?
2, 1. There's the ball game.
And that's it.
What a win for the Widnes Wild. So let's look at the results and how they played out. Convincing win for the Solway Sharks 14-4 and a great win there for the Wild 5-4. Then on the Sunday, Deeside Dragons beat the Blackburn Hawks 4-3. Lions took the Stars to overtime. Scimitars and the Barons finished 4-2 in favour of the Barons, and the Warriors went down 4-0 to the Sharks. And for the final time this year, let's look at that table. You can see Solway Sharks really clinched it early and ran away with the table. That second and third place swapped around a little bit, but it was the Barons that cemented themselves in the fourth place, Wild banging on the door in fifth. And then right at the bottom, even with that point deduction, Nottingham still finished above Sheffield, clinching that 8th place playoff spot. Now to see how those playoffs are going to look. And we see on the Saturday, the Hawks and the Stars go at it. Dragons and Whitley is your second playoff. Barons host the Widnes Wild, and Solway Sharks and Nottingham Lions. Then on the Sunday, the following night, all those fixtures are flipped around, but it's only 4 teams that are going to be able to make it through to those Moralee playoffs in Altrincham. The cup is still anyone's up for grabs. Well, what a season it's been, and a pleasure doing this highlight show for you guys. We'll catch you in Altrincham. This has been Drop the Puck.
Brakes and Sons sponsor Drop the Puck.